थोड़ा सा जूम करके उस तरफ एक साइड का सीन बस वो जो स्पेसिफिक वाली है ना एक वो मुझे या तो उन्हें डायरेक्टली वेट लेने के लिए आ रहा है।
थैंक यू।
वो कुर्सी कहाँ है करण? करण
आपका लाइन पूरा
रेडी
कंप्लीट आपका
बस ये मेरा
हो गया तो आपका लाइन पूरा नाउ यू कैन गो टू देयर टू सेटल देम नाउ और यू आर गोइंग विद द फैकल्टी।
वाले के आगे वाले से
इधर एक ब्लेजर है इधर
आगे कितने लगाए पीछे लगा दें।
Thank you, sirs. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a moment of pride for all of us to have Padam Shri awardee, Shri Saurabh Srivastav, co-founder and former chairman, NESCOM, and chairman at Indian Angel Network, with us on the occasion. I request Dr. R.P. Singhania to extend a floral welcome to our chief guest. Thank you, sir. What counts in our life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and one such step was taken by late Lala Lakshmipatji Singhania when he envisioned Lakshmipat Singhania Education Foundation. Drawing inspiration from his philosophy, J.K. Lakshmipat University was established in the year 2011 to provide quality education, training, research and consultancy services. Today, we are celebrating 112th birth anniversary of Lala Lakshmipatji Singhania as our Founders Day. I now take pleasure in inviting our Pro-Chancellor Dr. R.P. Singhania to deliver the Founders Day address.
Distinguished Chief Guest, Shri Saurabh Srivastav ji, members of the Board of Management and Academic Council, Vice Chancellor, Professor Dheeraj Sanghi, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Directors and Deans, faculty, staff and students of JKLU, parents, distinguished guests, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen, and above all, the graduating students of class of 2022. A very good afternoon to you all and a warm welcome to you all on this momentous occasion of our 11th Founders Day, a day that also marks the birth anniversary of late Lala Lakshmipatji Singhania, a pioneering Indian entrepreneur, industrialist and a visionary, in whose memory this university was established. Today we are also celebrating the 10th Convocation of our university. This day marks the start of a new life for our graduating students, in line with their own goals and vision. My heartiest congratulations and best wishes to all these graduating students. We are privileged to have amongst us today Shri Saurabh Srivastav, Padma Shri, acclaimed entrepreneur, an institution builder, and a former chairman of NESCOM, who is highly respected for his strategic acumen and entrepreneurial vision. Sir, on behalf of the entire JKLU fraternity, I extend a very hearty welcome to you and thank you for having spared your precious time to be with us. I also extend a warm welcome to the members of the Board of Management, Academic Council, Research Advisory Board, Academic Advisory Board, and the Boards of Studies. The laurels achieved by the university is all on account of the wise counsel and direction provided by all of you. Founders Day is one of the most significant days in the calendar of any institution. This day reminds us of our inception and calls us to pledge for a more illustrious future. We at JKLU celebrate this day as a tribute to my late father, Lala Lakshmipatji Singhania, who was a leading businessman of this country in this time. He strongly believed in humanitarian values in the society and incorporated them in the vision of all the enterprises that he set up at the JK organization. Thanks to his entrepreneurial acumen, JKO has been credited with many firsts in our country. He can truly be considered as one of the torchbearers of Atmanirbhar Bharat from early 20th century. Education and health were issues very close to his heart. He always believed that quality education is the right of every citizen of our country. JKO established many schools in Uttar Pradesh in way back in 1930s, and much before most businesses recognized the term corporate social responsibility. Thereafter, the group has added more than 50 schools spread across various states throughout the country, with many of them having achieved national prominence by their ranking. Today, we educate more than 40,000 students up to secondary level. In keeping with our long-term commitment towards building an edifice for world-class higher education, J.K. Lakshmipal University was established in Jaipur in 2011. On this Founders Day and a convocation, I fondly remember my elder brother and the first Chancellor of this university, Padma Bhushan Shri Harishankar Singhania, who was a highly respected industrialist throughout his life. He held the position of Chairman of the Board of Governors of Indian Institute of Management, Lucknow, for 15 years. And I am pleased to see that the three institutes of our university, the disciplines of design, engineering and management, along with various centers of excellence, are offering unique programs and courses. They are busy nurturing, producing and grooming designers, engineers and managers as a part of the new age workforce. Our collaboration with the leading universities in the US, UK and other regions outside the country is enriching our academic agenda. Our semester exchange program with IITs at Gandhinagar, Hyderabad and Delhi helps our students with experience of tutelage with different faculty in a different environment, widening their horizons. JKLU is committed to transform higher education in India by giving education that leads to an all-round development of our students, taking into account requirements of the present and the future, nurturing leadership. The university has been successful in incorporating digital platforms to provide intensive quality education to its students during the pandemic and beyond, and has set up important collaborations with the likes of Coursera. Despite COVID pandemic, which affected 2 of their academic years, our students of the graduating class of 2022 did remarkably well in placement. Every MBA student was successfully placed, with the average salary having improved significantly 3 years in a row. For BTech, the placement figure for 2022 saw a phenomenal growth of over 100% in median salary. The entrepreneurship and innovation ecosystem nurtured by JKLU over the years is now being recognized across the country. Under the aegis of Ministry of Education and AICTE, JKLU has set up an Institutional Innovation Council, which organizes events encouraging innovation and startup. Our IIC has been rated within top 50 in India and the best in the state of Rajasthan. As a top 50 IIC, we mentor 5 other institutions to ensure that their IICs also become active. Our Atal Incubation Center, one of the only 4 of the kind in Rajasthan and 68 in the country, has already supported more than 30 startups. There is a very significant feather in our cap this year. In April, JKLU was accredited by NAAC with an A grade, making it one of the few HEIs in Rajasthan to have a rating of A or higher. What is more important is the fact that JKLU got this accreditation in its very first attempt, reinforcing the fact that quality is at the core of whatever we do. The rating has significantly raised our image in the market. The university is getting increased recognition in the form of honors, awards and rankings. It has recently been ranked number 3 in Rajasthan, number 38 in India, as India's best private multidisciplinary university by Education World. Our engineering program has been ranked 67th among the private universities in India, and our BBA program has been ranked 84 among all universities in India by India Today. We in the JK Group have always believed in meritocracy. This has also been the bedrock for JKLU. in all its programs and activities. On this Founders Day and Graduation Day, I would like to advise all members of JKLU fraternity, and especially my dear graduating students, that as we all know, the world is changing fast. Go out and embrace the change. Innovate like never before. Change your mindset. Be a learner lifelong. Inspect, inquire, and innovate in whatever you do. Challenge the status quo. Lead the change, and don't just be a follower. Be ambitious and chase your dreams with passion and hard work. You are a privileged generation where there are no dearth of opportunities in any domain or area of interest. Make the most of these opportunities with a can-do attitude. Always remember that as a responsible citizen, you owe it to the society to be respectful to the environment. I'm aware the students who are passing out and entering the life would carry with them this learning. Remember what Ralph Waldo Emerson had said, "Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." I wish all the graduating students the very best in life ahead. On this Founders Day and Convocation Day, I'll fail in my duty if I do not thank all the stakeholders of the university, the parents who have placed their trust in us for development of the children, the media, while I thank them for supporting us and showcasing our activities. I also urge them to guide us by greater involvement in what we do and what we can do more. As the eyes and ears of the society, they should give greater space to educational institutions, because it is these institutions which are creating the future of India. Before I conclude, I would like to thank Shri Saurabh Srivastava again for being with us today on the Founders Day and the Convocation. I will request him to share his thoughts, bless our students after the graduating ceremony. We also seek his views on what more we could do at JKLU while taking it to the next level of an exemplary and innovative institution of learning. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insights and inspiring all of us over here. I now invite my colleague, Ms. Shraddha Bhartiya, and our B.Tech student, Sunandini Bansal, to pay tributes to our founder, Lala Lakshmipatji Singhania.
Respected dignitaries on and off the days, it is my proud privilege and honor to pay tribute to our honorable founder, late Shri Lala Lakshmipat Singhania. I quote, "To my mind, education is not only reading and writing and knowing a number of subjects. Education is education for life, that is to make a person more understanding and humbler." These words by late Shri Lala Lakshmipat Singhania are a source of inspiration for all of us at JK Lakshmipat University. Lalaji was a pioneering Indian entrepreneur, industrialist, philanthropist, a great visionary, and an outstanding leader. He was a true humanitarian with a dynamic personality who considered education as the instrument to not only impart knowledge, but to develop a sense of ethical values and principles. Lalaji had a deep faith in humanity and respect for others. Early in his life, he exhibited leadership qualities that were limited not only to business, but extended to all spheres of life. This foundation established by him has been providing students with quality education over the years and instilling in them critical thinking and problem-solving ability, responsibility, and decision-making capability. We at JKLU reassures ourselves to pursue his vision and embody his philosophy in word and deed. I humbly salute, on behalf of all my colleagues, this great man and leader who has touched and influenced countless lives. I will end with his words. We seek a society which is proud of its past, conscious of the present and full of the future. In society, every citizen would be equally conscious of its rights and responsibilities. Thank you.
Education must be total. It must cover physical, intellectual and moral personality of a child. Education is not merely a preparation of life, but education is life itself. This is rightly said by our honorable founder, late Shri Lala Lakshmipat Singhania, a pioneering Indian entrepreneur and industrialist. He was a man with vision and dynamic personality who considered education as an instrument to impart knowledge, to develop a sense of ethical values, principles, and not just acquisition of information. I am grateful to be part of this university that is following his personal values of being self-disciplined, to be proficient in managing time, be bold and competent to follow your passion, and always stay humble at every step of our life to become a person who is not just job ready but is future ready. The schools, hospitals, temples that he built continue to perform service to humanity and are a great source of inspiration for not just us but for many entrepreneurs who have been struggling to develop industries based on self-reliance. J.K. Lakshmipat University has been encouraging us to follow his footsteps of developing an integrated mind by inculcating practical knowledge with help of in-depth domain knowledge, interdisciplinary electives, life application in form of project-based learning, and professional development through Center for Communication and Critical Thinking courses. Lives of people like late Shri Lala Lakshmipat are examples to be followed by others. To my mind, the best tribute to the memory would be that we, as students of J.K. Lakshmipat University, follow his footsteps and do everything in national interest. Thank you.
Thank you, Shraddha. Thank you, Sunandini. May I now invite Dr. Dheeraj Sanghi, Vice Chancellor of the University, to sum up the Founders' Day ceremony before we commence the convocation proceedings.
Thank you. Esteemed Chief Guest, Shri Saurabh Srivastava, Chancellor Shri Bharathari Singhania, who is watching us online, Pro-Chancellor of the University, Dr. Raghupati Singhania, members of the Board of Management and Academic Council, other distinguished guests, both here and online, my colleagues in the university, parents and graduating students of class of 22. It is indeed my pleasure to sum up the proceedings of the Founders' Day before we commence the convocation ceremony. We just heard Dr. Raghupati Singhania delivering the Founders' Day address and our faculty and students paying glowing tributes to Lala Lakshmipat Ji Singhania. The most befitting tribute to Lala Ji is the success of all the graduating students that we are celebrating today. We are also blessed to have the august presence of Shri Saurabh Srivastava Ji on this happy occasion. We look forward to his address, which I am sure will be great inspiration to all our graduating students. I thank all our esteemed guests who have joined us on this occasion. My thanks to the officers, faculty, staff and student volunteers for their efforts in organizing the Founders' Day function in the most befitting manner. Thank you and Jai Hind. May I now request the Honorable Pro-Chancellor to declare the convocation open.
I declare the convocation open.
Esteemed Chief Guest, Pro-Chancellor, members of the Board of Management and Academic Council, faculty, staff and students of JKLU, invited dignitaries, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2022 and their proud families. I welcome you all to this beautiful campus of J.K. Lakshmipat University. Some of you virtually, to this happy occasion of the university's 10th Convocation Ceremony. Today, we have gathered here to celebrate the success of our students. I am particularly happy to welcome Shri Saurabh Srivastava, who is a fellow IIT Kanpur alum and a recipient of Distinguished Alumnus Award of IIT Kanpur. We are so grateful to you, sir, for accepting our invitation and are honored by your gracious presence in our midst today. In this convocation, we shall be awarding degrees and diplomas to 107 students in diverse programs, including 52 BTech degrees, 11 MTech degrees, 2 PhDs, 30 BBA degrees, 10 MBA degrees, 1 PG diploma in analysis and research, and 1 PG diploma in interaction design. This is the first time a student is graduating from our Institute of Design. Congratulations to all graduating students. The last 1 year has been exceedingly eventful, and I am privileged to report on the activities of this period. The most important achievement of the university in this year is its accreditation by NAC with an A grade, and it is rare for a small university to get an A grade. I congratulate all my colleagues and all stakeholders for contributing to our success. We are fully back to in-person classes after 2 years of disruption due to pandemic, and it is such a great feeling to have the vibrancy of the youth back on the campus. However, we want to leverage that our learning from these 2 years and not go back to the old normal. We have learnt how online education from the best universities in the world can be helpful in our learning. This year, we have therefore signed an agreement with Coursera that provides for free unlimited access to all our engineering students courses from around the world. We know that such access has contributed significantly to the learning of those graduating today, and we hope that our future graduates will do even better. We have been encouraging our students to spend a semester at other fine institutions in India and abroad. This is to get a more diverse learning experience as well as an exposure to a different culture. In this year, we have signed MOUs with IIIT Delhi, IIIT Hyderabad, IIT Bhilai, and IIT Jammu. Our students are going to such top places in larger numbers than ever before. Students have organized their intercollegiate festivals after a 2-year gap. The festival Sabrang was sponsored by JK Paper and was the biggest festival that JKLU students have ever organized. And this time, it was completely done by students with only a limited oversight from the Office of Student Life. Our students have been making waves. A 6-member team of BTech and BDes students got selected as global nominees at the NASA Space App Challenge, an international hackathon of coders, scientists, designers, and storytellers. Out of 3,000 projects submitted from across the world, they now feature amongst the top 35 finalists, and only 2 teams from India are amongst these top 35. A JKLU team of 4 BTech students won an International Innovation Challenge as Circular Campus Program organized by Re-Energy Asia, a Singapore-based firm which aims to make Asian cities zero waste, zero pollution, and zero carbon. Another team of 4 BTech students got selected for incubation in Re-Energy's Circular Cities Asia program. A team of 5 BTech students from JKLU was selected for Smart India Hackathon 2022's grand finale. 2 BBA students won 2nd prize for their startup Plantership in a startup contest organized by Viral Fission of Mumbai. One of our BCA students has won several international chess championships, including the Jamaica Open Rapid Chess Championship. JKLU students have bagged prizes at many intercollegiate sports competitions, including at IIT Kanpur. The placement this year has been phenomenal. The graduating batch, all of you, has seen the highest offer at more than 15 lakh rupees, and the median has been 7 lakhs, which is about double of most colleges in this country. We want to ensure that our students not only learn knowledge and skills, but also have their heart at the right place. And I'm happy to report that many of our design students this time chose their summer internship in places where they will have an impact on underprivileged sections. Now we have a series of 21 stories which we posted on social media about these internship stories. Our students raised significant donations of goods and cash for poor families in our neighborhood under Joy of Giving program last month. They have also been donating blood on various occasions to save lives. At the university level, we have been running the national helpline for senior citizens for the state of Rajasthan. Any elderly person facing any problem can call, and we will try our level best to address the problem. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education, and we try to achieve that for all of you. We have an illustrious faculty, and they have brought many laurels to the university. Director Institute of Design Professor A. Balasubramaniam was elected as President of Association of Designers of India in July 22. Dr. Ashwini Sharma, Acting Director, Institute of Management, was elected as Secretary for Association of Indian Management Schools, Punjab and Rajasthan chapter. Dr. Kshitiz Verma of Computer Science received the Changemaker Humanity Award for democratizing higher education by creating a large number of videos on AI and machine learning in Hindi. Dr. Rajlakshmi Nayak received International Research Experience Fellowship from Science and Engineering Research Board to spend 6 months at University of Oklahoma, US. Dr. Anish Kumar was selected as Summer Faculty Research Fellow at IIT Delhi during summer of 22. There have been many other patents, projects and publications from our faculty. I think they deserve a round of applause, please. We have regularly been hosting and participating in important events in the university in order to give our students greater exposure to various academic, industry and societal issues. In January, our Center for Policy Studies, in collaboration with FICCI, organized a virtual roundtable on roadmap for universal healthcare. In February, we organized the International Conference on Sustainable Future Innovations in Education, in collaboration with St. Cloud University, US and AIC JKLU. The university has organized special talks, sessions and workshops on diverse topics such as entrepreneurship, leadership, goal setting, animation, ethical hacking, cyber crime, intellectual property rights, and so on and so forth. In fact, it's a very, very active campus now after the COVID period is kind of reduced. We felicitated Professor Ashok Chatterjee, former Executive Director NID, on the Design Guru, as the Design Guru for 2022. He also delivered the 2022 MP Ranjan Memorial Lecture on the topic, The Hope and the Reason, India's Design Education. JKLU was selected as one of the 75 nodal centers across the country and only one of 3 in Rajasthan by the Ministry of Education and AICTE to host the grand finale of Smart India Hackathon in August 22. The entrepreneurship and innovation ecosystem nurtured by JKLU over the years is now being recognized across the country. Under the aegis of Ministry of Education and AICTE, JKLU has set up an Institutional Innovation Council, IIC, which organizes events encouraging innovation and startups. Our IIC has been rated within top 50 in India and the best in the state of Rajasthan. Our Atal Incubation Center, one of the only 4 of its kind in Rajasthan, has already supported more than 40 startups. Overall, this has been a great year for the university, and we hope to do even better next year. I would now change track and wish to address the graduates. First of all, to each one of you and to your parents and family members, please accept my heartiest congratulations. Please remember the sacrifices that your parents and loved ones have made for you to succeed. And in order to recall and thank those sacrifices, can I ask all the graduates to stand up? Look towards your parents and family members and have a huge round of applause for all of them. Thank you. Please be seated. A university is not defined by its buildings, laboratories or administration. It is above all a collective of students and faculty who learn and share knowledge and wisdom together. JKLU's growing reputation to a significant degree has been built on the exceptional quality of its graduates. Quality not only in terms of knowledge and skills, but also in terms of your personal integrity and ethics. I'm sure your conduct will always be above board and make us proud. Tom Brokaw once said in a convocation address, and I quote, "You are educated. Your certification is in your degree. You may think of it as the ticket to good life. But let me ask you to think of it as an alternative. Think of it as your ticket to change the world." That is what, ladies and gentlemen, your degree means. And indeed, you are a privileged lot. Only the top 2 to 3% of our youth get the quality of education they deserve. And it puts an onus on you to build the new India, the India which is inclusive, the India which is same as Bharat. Another quote from George Saunders: do all the other things, the ambitious things, travel, get rich, get famous, innovate, lead, fall in love, make fortunes. But as you do, to the extent you can, err in the direction of kindness, unquote. You know, I remember this song from Mukesh, किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार, किसी का दर्द मिल सके तो ले उधार, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार, जीना इसी का नाम है. JKLU has been exceptional in the financial support it provides to students in the form of scholarships. This has been made possible thanks to the extraordinary generosity of the JK organization. Their support is a testimony to the potential they saw in you. But as we grow, the onus of this support will shift increasingly to our alumni, which is the case with academic institutions globally. We are also counting on your continued engagement with the university in the years ahead in our joint ambition to elevate JKLU to be one of the best universities in India. Nothing gives us greater happiness than to see our alumni shine. I am confident that you will be successful in your life, and I hope you will remain in touch and share your personal and professional journeys. I personally will love to hear from you in the years ahead. चलते चलते मेरे ये गीत याद रखना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you all. Jai Hind.
Students for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Technology and Bachelor of Technology, please rise. Honorable Pro-Chancellor, sir, I submit that total 65 students, 2 for Doctor of Philosophy, 11 for Master of Technology and 52 for Bachelor of Technology, who have been examined and found qualified for the award of the degree, be conferred the said degrees, including those in absentia.
By the authority given to me by the Board of Management as the Pro-Chancellor of this university, I confer on you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Technology and Bachelor of Technology, and charge you that in your life, by thought, word and deed, you prove yourselves worthy of it. I also admit the other candidates for the said degree in absentia.
Students, you will now receive your degree from the Pro-Chancellor as I call your name and then return to your seats. Ajay Kumar Sharma. Akash Talwaria. Kedia Harsh Bharat Bhai. Srijan Ranjan Rajendra Thakur. दीपक शर्मा, ध्रुव पटेल, खुशी भट्ट, मनसा चौहान, नमन शर्मा, रौनक सिंह, अनिरुद्ध पारेख, पीयूष सिंह पवार, मयंक सोनी, गौरांशी सेठ, माधव यादव, नवीन प्रताप सिंह, प्रद्युमन सिंह, ऋषभ सिंगल, सुशील कुमार दुबे, वर्धन शर्मा, हर्ष गौतम, अक्षत अवस्थी,
कोई डिग्री ऐसे लेके जा रहा है, स्टेटस नहीं पड़ा तो कोई जैसे कॉन्सोलेशन प्राइज मिला।
पीयूष कोलंबिया, संयुक्ता तंवर, राघव सोनी, निकिता खोज, सम्यक भगत, संकेत शर्मा, श्रेया सिंह, यश गोयल, ऐश्वर्यादित्य झा, आयुष शर्मा, आदित्य माथुर, हर्ष उदय, हर्षित सिंघल, कृतिका शर्मा, कुणाल शर्मा, मनन पारी, सक्षम बैराठी, शिवी शर्मा, वंशिका शर्मा, हर्षित शर्मा, अंकुर सोनी, दीक्षा गुप्ता, मेहुल खंडेलवाल, आफ्ताब खान,
Students for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Bachelor of Business Administration, and Postgraduate Diploma, please rise. Honorable Pro-Chancellor, sir, I submit that total 41 students, 10 for Master of Business Administration, 30 for Bachelor of Business Administration, and 1 for Postgraduate Diploma in Analysis and Research, who have been examined and found qualified for the award of the degree, be conferred the said degrees, including those in absentia.
By the authority given to me by the Board of Management as the Pro-Chancellor of this university, I confer on you the degree of Master of Business Administration, Bachelor of Business Administration, and Postgraduate Diploma in Analysis and Research, and charge you that in your life, by thought, word, and deed, you prove yourselves worthy of it. I also admit the other candidates for the said degree in absentia.
Students, you will now receive your degree from the Pro-Chancellor as I call your name and then return to your seat. Prakhar Goyal. Shikha Singh. Shreyank Mukherjee. Sparsh Saraf. Akanksha Goyal. Amisha Sharma. Ankita Sharma. Arsh Gupta. Ashray Bhatia, Gargi Janvid, Haripriya Dubey, Hiren Choidramani, Ishika Sadana, Jalaj Arora, Naman Chobe, Parag Bagadia, Pratmesh Siddhar, Sanyam Mehta, Sarthak Yadav, Surbhi Ailani, Yashi Khetan, Samriddhi Tripathi,
Honorable Pro-Chancellor Sir, I submit one student for postgraduate diploma in interaction design who has been examined and found qualified for the award of the diploma. Be conferred the said diploma in absentia.
By the authority given to me by the Board of Management as the Pro-Chancellor of this university, I confer on you the postgraduate diploma in interaction, design, and charge you that in your life, by thought, word, and a deed, you prove yourselves worthy of it. I admit the candidate for the said diploma in absentia.
All graduating students will now take the pledge. Please rise. And you will repeat after me. I do hereby solemnly pledge that I shall, in thought, word and deed, endeavor to be worthy of the degree conferred on me by the J.K. Lakshmipat University. Thank you. Be seated.
Thank you, sir. I now request our esteemed chief guest to present the gold medals to winners in different categories. I also request Dr. Sanjay Goyal, Director, Institute of Engineering and Technology, to announce the names of the recipients.
I will now announce the names of the gold medalists. They will come forward as I call their names and receive the medal from the chief guest and stay back on the dais for group photograph. Gold medal for topper in BTech Computer Science and Engineering, Aditya Rathod. I request his father, Mr. Jainam Singh Rathod, to receive the medal on behalf of Aditya and return to his seat.
Gold medal for Best Student in Bachelor of Technology, Rishabh Singhal. Dr. Kavita Chaudhary Gold Medal for Best Outgoing Student in BTech Computer Science and Engineering, Rishabh Singhal. Gold medal for topper in Bachelor of Business Administration, Parag Bagaria. Gold medal for Best Student in Bachelor of Business Administration, Sarthak Yadav.
Thank you, sirs. Congratulations to all the medalists and the graduated students. Let's have a big round of applause for all of them. Thank you, everyone. May I now invite Aditya Mathur and Samriddhi Tripathi to deliver the graduating speech.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm grateful for the opportunity to stand here and to share my thoughts about the incredible experience I've had in the last 4 years. This is the most anticipated and valuable day in any student's life. It is the day when our efforts are recognized. I would like to thank my parents, Vice Chancellor Sir, Pro Vice Chancellor Sir, Director Sir, the learned faculty and staff, and all my classmates for making these 4 years so memorable. The adventure began with project-based learning, which was one of the best experiences we all had here. It progressed into working on 3D modeling in the first year and learning Python as our first programming language, which made the entire experience so intriguing and unique. Courses like CDA, the Triple CT courses, Designing and Prototype, Computer Networks, DSA, Design Week, and many more valuable courses throughout engineering made learning fun. Often at work, I'm reminded of my classes and what I learned. It has helped me immensely in completing my task and dealing with many problems and challenges. Even throughout the pandemic, teachers rose to the occasion, not missing a single lecture and not compromising on the teaching-learning process. And for that, I'm incredibly grateful to them. I would also like to take a moment to remember Kavita ma'am. She was the most amazing teacher. She was always there to help us and she always listened to all our concerns. I hope she is at peace wherever she is.
All in all, it was one heck of a journey. And a special shout out to my Todu 11 family at college. In the end, as they say, reach for the stars, dream for tomorrow, and live for today. Thank you.
Respected guests, dignitaries, teachers, and all my dear friends, I am Samriddhi. It gives me immense pleasure to be standing in front of you today and share my journey. My journey started very differently to most people because I joined mid-semester and it took me a while to really adapt to everything. But the way it proceeded is something mesmerizing. It's memorable not just because of the fun I had, but because of the person I am today. Today, when I stand with the people who are vastly more experienced than me, I feel competent enough to be the part of them. Today, when my manager asks about my outcome, it reminds me to be patient and show perseverance towards my work. Today, when I get my salary credited, it reminds me to be grateful of each single penny that I have earned. You always think that how it is relevant. But because of this place and my teachers, I am experiencing this. Honestly, sometimes I may not remember the concepts that my teachers may have taught, but I have remembered each and every single value that they have inculcated on us. Simplicity, affection, patience. And the best part is that they have not told me directly to be patient or grateful. They have told all these things through their respective subjects and the way they have portrayed all these things through their lives. Thank you, and I hope I will make my university and alma mater proud one day.
Thank you, Aditya and Samriddhi. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have amongst us Shri Saurabh Srivastav, a Padam Shri awardee, one of India's leading entrepreneurs, investors and institution builders, co-founder and chairperson of key institutions of modern India, such as NESCOM, Indian Venture Capital Association, DIE, and Indian Angel Network. Amongst us as the chief guest on the occasion, I feel pleased and privileged in inviting you, sir, to address the gathering and bless us with your words of wisdom.
Well, thank you very much, and a very good afternoon. So, Dr. Raghupati Singhania, Sri Harshpati Singhania, Professor Dheeraj Sanghi, Sri Ashish Gupta, members of the board and academic council, members of the faculty, distinguished guests, and all of you graduating students. First of all, let me share that it's a privilege and a pleasure to be here with you today. And thank you very much for inviting me and giving me this honor. You know, the 135-year-old JK Group is well known and reputed, not just for its many businesses, but also for its many philanthropic activities. One of them is education. And this is an area where I have some first-hand experience. I was the fourth batch at IIT Kanpur, and I had the privilege of meeting Sir Padampat Singhania a couple of times. Without his generous contributions and support, IIT would never have been established in Kanpur. More recently, I'm on the board of IIT Kanpur now, and we've launched a new initiative, which is the School of Medical Research and Technology. And part of that whole program is also a 400-bed hospital. Once again, the Singhania family have been a major contributor to that and made it possible. And on a personal note, Harshpati ji and I sit on the board of a not-for-profit called Bharti Yuv Shakti Trust, And that entity tries to convert job seekers to job creators amongst the underprivileged through mentoring and education. And again, he has been very generous with his time and financial support. So I am not at all surprised that the J.K. Lakshmipat University is already getting a name for itself for its innovative approach to learning. And I've had some small time this morning to go around a little bit, and I am deeply impressed by the multidisciplinary approach which is fundamental for today. You have key schools, which is in technology, engineering, design. Design is something that is not very common in most places. And I spent a little time at your session with the School for Critical Thinking. So there's some very, very interesting ideas here. I also interacted a bit with some of the startups. And I'm very impressed with what is actually happening here. You really do have a great future. Actually, in many ways, the JK Group has created a precedent by creating such a university, and today many corporates and private groups are following this trend. I too am involved with one such initiative as a co-founder, which is Ashoka University. And all of this will change the face of higher education in India. So I really want to appreciate and thank you all for what you're doing for education in India. But let me now share some thoughts with all of you graduating students. First of all, let me congratulate you on your good fortune for having joined JKLU and for graduating today. But I should tell you that you are doubly fortunate to be graduating at a time when India is going through one of its best periods in a very, very long time. Because for the last 1,000 odd years, we have had the misfortune of being governed and colonized by foreign invaders. It's only in 1947 that we took charge of our destiny, and it's only about now that we are just coming into our own. You know, it's not just that India is widely accepted globally as one of the finest civilizations and cultures the world has ever known, but we've also led in education. 10,000 BC we had Takshila University, and then almost as old Nalanda. And people around the world used to come to these universities to learn, because there was nothing like this globally. In exactly the same way that today you and me try and go to Harvard and Oxford, which is what I ended up doing. We were also very entrepreneurial. For centuries, for thousands of years, right? We were 25 to 35% of the global economy. Till 1700, when the British came. And when the British left in 1947, we were down to 2% from 25%. And then our own experiment with socialism brought it down even further. And in 1991, it took us to bankruptcy, or at least close to bankruptcy. And at that time, when we were forced to open up the economy, there was a widespread fear that foreign companies would come and gobble up all industries. That didn't happen. Quite the reverse, actually. Our old DNA resurfaced. We acquired foreign companies far more than the other way around. And there were some very heartwarming happenings. From being the worst, from manufacturers of the worst cars in the world, you all are too young to remember the cars I had to drive. From being making the worst cars in the world. Today, we are the leading manufacturers of auto components and exporters to some of the most prestigious brands in the world. Many of our auto companies today are giving a run for their money to many of the imported brands. That's not the only area that we lead. We are the leading manufacturers of two-wheelers in the world today, the largest manufacturers of generic medicines. You all must have realized in COVID that we are the vaccine factory of the world. And actually in IT, we are now second only to the United States. So this should give you a sense of why I said that you are very fortunate to be graduating at this time. Because two other things have happened. In the last decade or so, we've lifted almost 300 million out of poverty. And just recently, a month or two ago, we displaced, ironically, the UK to become the 5th largest economy in the world. Ironical because it was Britain which actually brought us down from 25 to 2%. So this is a great time for you to graduate. But there's another good reason too. And that is that we have rediscovered our old DNA. And we have rediscovered first generation entrepreneurship. I talked about our being second in IT globally. But 30 years ago, when I co-founded NASCOM, software was a $55 million industry. Today, it's a $250 billion industry. Employs over 10 million people, accounts for 25% of our foreign exchange earnings, 7% of our GDP growth. In many ways, it's helped build the brand for New India. What it did do, the strength in IT, is it allowed our government to create digital platforms on a scale that no country in the world has ever done. You may not realize it, but platforms like the UID, the United Payment Interface, United Health Interface, and now lately the Open Network for Digital Commerce. None of these platforms exist in the whole world, and they create massive opportunities for growth and for changing lives and transforming society. Today, in digital payments, we are far, far ahead of anybody in the world, the US, China, anyone else. During COVID times, all of you would have realized, and I saw that when I traveled with my friends from Europe or the US, they had to pull out a paper copy of their vaccination certificate. I just downloaded it on my mobile phone. So there's been a huge change that we have been able to do. But you know, our success in IT came in very difficult circumstances. I remember when I left the Tata Burroughs joint venture, which I was heading to create my first startup in IT services, it took me a year to get a license. There was nothing like broadband, telecom bandwidth. It took 5 years just to get a telephone line. There was no venture capital, no debt. It took, if you traveled abroad, you could only take $8, high taxation, high import duties. It's a miracle. I think back now, and it's almost a miracle how we were able, me and Narayan Murthy, who all of you would have heard of, so many others, how we built world-class companies and a world-beating industry. But today you're very fortunate. Today the government is very focused on business, very focused on startups. It's created fund of funds. So today, if you want to do something, you have capital, debt, slew of very good government policies that help you to grow. So all of it now is very supportive for for the startup environment. And the results are very clear to see. Today, we are the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. Barely 5 years ago, we had about 500 odd startups. Today, we have 75,000. We have now over 100 unicorns, and we are growing faster than China. Now, this is good news. It's good news why? Because global data has shown that startups are amongst the leading creators of wealth and employment. And employment is important because we need to create 10 million jobs a year. But we also have many challenges in India in areas such as affordable healthcare, quality education to the remotest parts of the country, clean water, sanitation, agricultural productivity. So it is very heartening that just like it has happened elsewhere in the world, our startups, our founders today are beginning to see these challenges as massive, scalable opportunities. It has been done in the country before. I told you it used to take 10 years to get a phone. But guess what? Sunil Buttal came in, and now everybody has 1 or 2 mobile phones, right? In a poor country with low call rates. So you can convert a challenge into an opportunity. And our startups are beginning to leverage technology, innovation, and creative business models to try and solve many of these challenges. So quite apart from, let's say, these unicorns, today we have startups that are building great businesses, not only in IT or SaaS or internet, but in affordable medical devices, in diagnostics, in agriculture, in space. I'll just give you 2 examples of companies that I have myself funded. One of them is creating bioengineered liver and cornea, and it's competing with the best companies in the world. There's a company out of Kanpur, IIT Kanpur, that's converting agricultural waste and these temple flowers that are thrown away into charcoal-free incense and also artificial leather. And at a recent competition globally on leather, artificial leather, they were number 1. So it's happening, and it's happening here amongst all of us, not just in Delhi and Bangalore and Bombay. It's happening across all of our cities. There's another piece that I'm very happy about. The environment of Silicon Valley is now getting replicated here. And that is very significant. And why do I say that? Firstly, we had no capital when we were building our companies. So I think a little over 20 years ago, when I had created or co-founded the first private sector venture capital fund called Infinity at the time, and we were lucky to have created companies like India Bulls and Avendus, there was less than $500 million of venture capital or private equity that came to India. Today it's over 50 billion. The second piece that's very heartwarming is today both government and media are celebrating new businesses, startups. It's becoming an aspirational career choice. And that's another reason why this is very heartwarming. You know, when I graduated 50 years ago, if I didn't want to be a bureaucrat or a doctor or a teacher, the only business choices available to me were either the JK Group or a handful of other companies. Today, you have a million choices, hundreds of areas, thousands of companies. And let me put it another way. Today, if you're born in the Singhania family, you're of course very fortunate. But if you're not, you can go out today very easily and build your own fortune, as thousands of Indians have already done. And that's another reason why I think you're graduating at a very, very good time, very good period in the country's history. So I want to close with something that's very close to my heart, and it's a value and a belief that has guided me fairly continuously for a very, very long time. And that is simply this, that for any society, for any country to thrive and grow, there must be more people contributing to it than those that take something out. It's almost like a bag. But the majority of our people in the country are poor. They can barely look after themselves. So they don't have the ability to contribute, they can only take. So for those of us who are privileged, and that's everybody in this room, each and every one of you, it becomes very important that we contribute more than our share to make up for those who can't. Now, how do we do this? Then I thought about it along, and I think I have sort of a simple approach to it. You may differ, but my approach to it is that the only way we can do it is by choosing to go for broke on achievement. Because when you excel, no matter what you do, if you excel, automatically, not only do you achieve something for yourself, a byproduct is that it benefits a lot of other people. Even if you were not thinking of it, that is the end result. Now, it could be anything. You could join a company, you could create government or private, you could create your own enterprise, you could just be an individual contributor. I mean, look at the impact that Virat Kohli or Lata Mangeshkar has on the country, on the society, on the brand. They provide joy to millions of people. A lot of industries mushroom around them, and they're just individual contributors. If you join a company, don't be satisfied with just meeting expectations that have been set for you, because those expectations are set for the average person. If you don't overachieve significantly, you're not being fair to yourself, and you're not helping society or anybody else. And if you create your own company, then in any case, you have to lead right from the front. There really is, to my mind, no excuse that anybody of us should have for not doing this. Because if you're in this room, you have the ability and you have the means. So let me give you examples. The JK group is a group, big group today, but it started from scratch. It started from founders who had a vision, who looked to excel, and that is how so much value has been created for not just the founders, but for the whole country, for society. When I was starting out my first company, IT service company, I only had 11 lakhs. I came from a middle-class family of bureaucrats, as did Narayan Murthy, all of us in the IT industry. We had similar kinds of money. But with that, we still created world-class companies and an industry that is the toast of the whole world. So, is it possible? Yes. Look today. most of our Olympic gold medalists and some of our finest cricketers do not come from privileged backgrounds. Look at all the CEOs in the world today. The large majority of them actually never went to the finest schools. And yet they are where they are. Satya Nadella, Indra Nooyi didn't go to an IIT or an IIM. And yet they are where they are. So I would say to you, if there's one message I'd like to leave to you, is do justice to yourself and in the process to society and the country by simply choosing to excel in whatever it is that you sent your mind to. Because the reality is this: so long as you have above average intelligence, and you wouldn't be here if you didn't, you can excel at absolutely anything you set your heart and your mind to. So I'll leave it only with one caveat, and that is that while you can do so in any field that you choose, the reality is that if we enjoy what we do, we tend to do it better. So I would say this, that to the extent you can, it's not always possible, try and choose your professional life in a way that you're doing what makes you happy. Because that will make it easier for you to excel, and that will make it easier for you to achieve. So with that, you have my best wishes and of course blessings, and thank you very much again for having me.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your pearls of wisdom with us. I'm sure that your address will go a long way in inspiring all of us in moving ahead. May I now request Dr. R.P. Singhania, Pro-Chancellor of the University, to present a memento to the Chief Guest as a token of our affection and fond remembrance. Thank you, sir. May I now request Shri H.P. Singhania, Member Board of Management, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon. Our chief guest, Shri Saurabh Srivastava ji, the Chancellor who's online, and the Pro-Chancellor Shri Raghupati ji, Vice Chancellor Dr. Sanghi, fellow members of the Board of Management, academic council members, JKLU faculty, dear students, parents, ladies and gentlemen. It is an absolute delight and a pleasure for me to propose a vote of thanks to our chief guest for this afternoon, Shri Saurabh Srivastava, who, as you've already heard, is an Indian entrepreneur, investment professional, co-founder of NASSCOM and many other institutions, but above all, a friend. A recipient of the Padma Shri Award, he is renowned for his dedication to promote startups, which he talked a lot about today, and he founded the first venture capital fund in India that has been helping the next generation of internet startups. Many of the unicorns in today's India are indebted to the support extended by Saurabh ji in his different capacities. We are really thankful to him that he has spared the day for us to be present here, and
grace the occasion as chief guest. Thank you, Saurabh ji. You know, he has gone around the campus and for a brief period, and when he came back, he was talking about some suggestions to even take JKLU at higher levels. You talked about the interdisciplinarity and you said that is fairly unique. So I think students and faculty, you should be happy that somebody who's come here and seen this is actually able to see what we are trying to build, an interdisciplinary university to be the most innovative ones. I think what struck me from his address was the issue about the phenomenal growth of India and even more the opportunities that exist for you, dear students, be they startups, be they a whole lot of new companies and ventures in the Indian ecosystem, and the massive scalable opportunities that technology today allows. It's heartening to see that Silicon Valley, which I've had an opportunity to visit, is actually finding its own parallel ecosystem in India. Places like Bangalore and many others are coming. But I think the most interesting or most impactful thing, I should say, was the talk about the values. And what you talked about excelling is not just for students, it is a reminder to each one of us, frankly, that unless we excel, we can't contribute. So thank you for your thoughts. On this occasion, on behalf of J.K. Lakshmipad University, I'd also like to thank all the esteemed participants who've come here. JKLU has evolved as one of the best institutions of higher learning in the field of design, engineering and management. This has been further enhanced by its collaborative work with institutes like the Olin College of Engineering. And one of the students here talked about the project-based learning in JKLU's quest to become the most innovative university of India. My thanks, of course, to the media for the continued encouragement to JKLU. I would also like to obviously thank the faculty and staff of the university for all the hard work that you put in towards the growth of the university. And I wish you all further success in your endeavor to take this university to much greater heights. Congratulations, and a big congratulations to all students who have graduated today. Your professional life begins now as you pass out of JKLU. I'm sure you will do not only the university proud, but most importantly, our country proud. And indeed, as citizens of the world, as you blaze trails with your own achievements, we at JKLU will look to you with bated breath to see what you have done and take pride in your achievements. So best of luck to you and a great future. And as Dr. Sanghi said in his address, Hame bhi yaad rakhna. Of course he sang it well. I can't sing so well, but he said that. And once again, on behalf of the university and on my own, I thank our chief guest, Saurabh Srivastava ji, for being here. I would now all request you to kindly stand up for the national anthem before the close of this event. Thank you.
Jana Gana Mana Adhinayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladhi Taranga तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Chancellor, to declare the convocation closed.
I declare the convocation closed.
ठीक है, they also feel involved. Yes. Good ठीक है.
But yours is, we have been so critical yet.
जैकेट काटने के लिए आप तो फ्री हो गए ना।
इसको पकड़ेंगे।